reverses things a little bit. So in this case, if you have, right now we're set up on GitHub, or like myself, this thing was born because we develop a lot of WordPress plugins and WooCommerce plugins. So we're always getting bug reports and feature requests and things like that to resolve. So these issues go on GitHub, and the idea here is we'll just be able to add a bounty or a value on these individual issues, and that becomes the marketplace. So our GitHub or the GitCommits issue library of funded tickets now becomes a marketplace. So then developers or contributors on GitHub can go and complete any of those issues that they feel like they can complete just using the natural, Git workflow. You would submit a pull request to that person, and when they merge your pull request, it pays you instantly and automatically. So again, just kind of turning the GitHub environment / the GitCommits library is where you'll be able to come anytime and just find a library full of funded issues ready to claim bounties.
Awesome. That's really impressive. People, I think they spend a lot of time, a lot of their free time working and helping out with open source software, and don't get any remuneration for it. Mm-hmm. And this, I think, is a good way to give back to the community. How does that work if there are two pull requests for the same bug by two different people? Is it just the first one in that wins, or the best one, or would they both get paid in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, so there's a few ways to handle that. So when you are a product owner on GitCommits, you can, whenever you are adding a bounty or funding your issue, you can choose from like a traditional or a contest type of a style. So if it's traditional, it will allow people to, again, through GitHub or whatever Git platform you're working on, you can communicate with the people and you would choose one. And then once you approve somebody, they would be the one working, and their pull request is, who you would accept. If you choose a contest, then that's basically just saying, hey, this is open for everybody. Whoever wants to submit a pull request can. And as the product owner, I'm going to review them, and I'm basically going to pick a winner. And whoever I merge their pull request, that's the one that will get paid. And of course, we'll expand upon that. We'll be tying in lots of different ways to do that sort of stuff in the future. But right now we have a basic traditional and a contest method. So that's the way that would work.
It sounds like a really good way to get more out of your development team, because you could get rid of their salaries and just say, look, you're going to get paid based on the tickets that you commit. So exactly. Get in there, get those tickets solved, and the more you do, the more you're going to get paid this month.
Right, and that's kind of the idea too. Is obviously, we have an in-house team, and we'll continue to use them and use this platform with them. But also, the ability going forward to get that kind of work done without having to hire developers, without having to go through interviews and all that stuff. You just put it out there, slap a bounty on an issue, put it out there on GitHub, and the world of developers out there now have an incentive to go ahead and complete that issue for you. So the most beautiful thing is when I wake up in the morning, I sit down at my computer and I see a series of pull requests that have come through, and I can quickly review them and accept, pay out. Never had to even talk to the person. I just had good details in my GitHub issue. They found it in the community and knocked it out for me, and they got paid.
Awesome. So I think you mentioned GitHub a couple of times there. Do you have integration with the likes of GitLab and Bitbucket or Microsoft DevOps or whatever they're calling it this week?
As of today, we are GitHub only. So we are just launching this thing, and we started with GitHub. But we absolutely have plans to work in Bitbucket, and GitLab would be the next ones, and expanding from there to tie the rest in. But as of right now, it's just GitHub.
Okay. So do I see these bounties on GitHub itself? Would I go there and could I get up a repo and go, oh, this has got some tickets on that have got bounties on? Or do I have to specifically go through GitCommits?
It'll be easier to browse at GitCommits because the issue browser there just has nothing but funded tickets. On GitHub, you can see it, but it's in the comments. So whenever you click into an issue, if there's a bounty set, there would be some information there that shows, on this particular issue, there's a $20 bounty, for example. Click here for more info, which would send you into GitCommits to get started on it if you'd like to.
Sure. So if I was to pick up one of those Git commits, I've cloned my repo from GitHub and I've got the code there. Do I need to put specific things into my commits? Do I have to commit to a specific URL, or is it based on does Git commit look at the pull request coming in from GitHub through like webhooks or something like that?
Yeah, it looks for the pull. It uses webhooks for all that. And when you make your commits, you would just need to follow the standard practice of adding the issue number to your commit message. And with those issue numbers added, it'll tag everything and link it up accordingly. And then that way the webhooks and everything will tie up and pay out what needs to pay out when that pull request is merged.
Cool. And claiming a bounty, how does that work? Where does that money go to?
So basically, if you're a developer or a contributor on, again, GitHub in this case, when you find an issue that has a bounty that you'd like to claim, you basically just follow the natural Git workflow. You maybe fork that repository, do the work inside your own, submit a pull request, and if and when they accept your pull request, that triggers the payment to you. When you first onboard into the GitCommits platform, you can onboard as a product owner, as a contributor, or both. And that will hook up your PayPal account that first time you onboard into the system. And so it will know where to send the payments or who to pay out from based on which perspective you are. So if you're a contributor claiming a bounty, then when you signed up, you basically gave it permission to submit or claim payments on your behalf. And the product owners would pay out, and that cash would fall directly into your PayPal account instantly.
Sure. So you would link it up to your GitHub account. So it's not going to look at your GitHub and go, oh, well, you're James at cynicaldeveloper.com. That must be where your PayPal is. Because my PayPal could be something else. But because you linked it up, you set that up.
There's actually a couple of steps. Part of the onboarding, when you log in to GitCommits, you'll use your GitHub login, or in the future it would be the Bitbucket or GitLab logins. And then separate from that, you'll connect your PayPal account. So it doesn't matter if that email address is different or anything. When you go through that process, it'll hook it up appropriately.
Sure. Awesome. So for as amazing as this sounds for a developer, getting paid a bit of extra money to do that extra work that you're probably doing anyway is great. But GitCommits or PayPal or both of you have got to make some money out of it. How does that work? Is there a cost to setting up these bounties?
So as the product owner, you don't pay anything. You can add bounties to your issues and get them on the platform. And when you pay out, that's what you'll pay, is just your bounty amount whenever you pay, nothing extra. On the contributor side, when you're receiving payments, so again, you'll pay a PayPal fee for receiving payments. And then there's also is a GitCommits fee that we collect. Right now, we're at 5%. So the combination of our fee and the PayPal fee is going to come around 8 or 9% in most cases. And that's still very well below, some of the other platforms out there where people might be finding work like this. So we think we're pretty competitive at that rate.
Yeah, and it's definitely a lot lower than what some of the recruitment agencies scrape out of my day rates, I tell you. So
exactly,
so that's all good. So if the listeners want to find out more about GitCommits, where should they go to get involved with that?
Simplest place is just gitcommits.com. So that's GitCommits, gitcommits.com. And we've got some information on there, some explainer videos, some documentation. If you have questions, you can reach out to me directly there and even schedule a meeting with me. I can help walk you through some things if you need it. But it's all pretty straightforward on the website, and that's really the best place to go to get started.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds